Speaking of Lollapalooza, Sirius XM Shade 45 host Sway Calloway was broadcasting his Sway in the Morning show live from the Chop Shop in Wicker Park on Friday. Several hip-hop artists performed live on stage, including Chicago's very own Grammy winner GLC. Now, he grew up with Kanye West and has been vocal about Kanye's recent state of mind. Take a listen to what he told us when asked about his childhood friend.
Kanye right now is, I feel that Kanye is a phenomenal spirit. I think he's one of the greatest creators that humanity has witnessed. You know, he's a phenomenal dude. The only thing is, though, like, I haven't talked to him since, like, the end of last year, like, before the situation. And I pray for him, and I want to see him heal, you know, because right now he looks unhappy, he looks unhealthy, and when I see the face and I see the photographs, that doesn't look like the dude that I grew up with.
I really resonate with that because obviously, I mean, I don't know Kanye personally, but like I'm from Chicago, I'm from the South Side, and I was here when Kanye was trying to get his mixtape on WGCI on Power 92. He was trying to get his mixtape played on the radio. So it's like to see that same Kanye and to hear the first album and to hear the music now, something definitely feels off. And it's like, I know that a lot of people, he's a very controversial person, and a lot of people have mixed feelings about Kanye West, but like you kind of have that you hold him in his heart as a Chicagoan.
Yeah. Totally.
Because any artist that makes it out of Chicago, like it's this gristle, it's like a gristle, it's a grind and a hustle because Chicago doesn't have that art infusion here. It's like you know, the art is here, but it's not as appreciated like it is in New York or LA. So if you make it out of Chicago as a successful artist, like you really had to grind.
Yeah, and all
so
the people, all the Chicagoans stand behind you, right?
Yeah, so, and Chicago people love Chicago people. So like to see him not being who we want him to be is somewhat tough, but you at least want him to be healthy and to be successful.
Yeah, and I'm a huge Kanye guy. I love him. I like, you know, he's genius. And with genius comes a lot of that baggage. So I love him. And I don't know him personally, so when you hear people like GLC talk about him, it gives you more inside look, and maybe he's changed a little bit. So, I mean, on the outside looking in, who do you place that blame on? You've heard people blame the Kardashian effect. Is it Kim? Is it the Kardashian family? A lot of people say it's, you know, he didn't grieve properly after Donda passed, his mother. And is that maybe part of this thing? I can't weigh in on who he was before and who he is now. We just do see the brash behavior. But I don't think it's very exclusive and different from other geniuses in other areas.
Yeah.
Like, they're kind of wild.
I completely agree, and I think, you know, people talk about the best rappers of all time. I put him up there. I also think that as a creative, as a real artist, he's up there for me. And so it's kind of sad when you see him on a downward spiral because you just want the best for him as an artist and as a Chicago artist, like Felicia said especially. There's a real pride that we all like hold him to, you know?
Yeah, no question. You know, we're not necessarily the music people here. We got a resident DJ, Mike P. You got to weigh in on this. When you're in the Chicago music scene, this is Kanye. He's a legend. And another guy who's a heavyweight, GLC, talking about him. What do you think?
So I think that when Kanye lost his mom, a lot of people never like reached out to him to make sure that he was mentally stable, that he grieved properly, you know? So now imagine that he loses his mom at the peak of his career. Now he has to still play the role and go out and show his smiley face and all of this stuff. It's just a lot going on in his life that he still has to play catch up with, I think.
It makes me wonder if he has the right people around him. If he has too many yes people or enough no people around him.
Do you think it's that Kardashian cycle, though, that's maybe...
I think it was happening before then. I think that it was already kind of present before then. But, I mean, it's just frustrating. You know, you want to see him win. You want to see him win.
Kim Kardashian lost her father, and they've talked about how they bonded over that shared experience because it's really difficult, obviously, to lose a parent. So I think in some ways they actually understand each other.
Yeah, well,
I think he put it the best way. GLC put it a really good way. Like, we're not looking at the same person. And you're supposed to change.
But they're supporting him, too. They're not saying, no, we're done with that guy. They're all in his corner, and they're hoping for him to turn that tide, as we do as well.
Yeah, well, when we come back, Wonder Woman is breaking box office records again. And one big